tell me every day love is gonna come my way. The gentle clue that I hope to find. Want something that's gonna last. I wanna live and forget the past. I know this change is gonna do me good. I know this change is gonna do me good. Even though it hurts me now, I know this change will do me good. Wonder where the wind will blow. If you got a clue, then let me know. Don't hold back now. Give me a sign. Something to me. If you dream, you know you should. I know this change is gonna do me good. I know this change is gonna do me good. Even though it hurts me now, I know this change will do me If it changes in its own way, I'm feeling better every day. I wanna look back at all of this someday, and I wanna even though I know the things will do me good. Even though it hurts me now, I know this change will do me good.
Aloha! Good evening. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona, with Spiritual Image Productions on Blog Talk Radio and FreeConferencing.com, establishing and maintaining that relationships with human value. Aloha, welcome to tonight's Intimacy, Tantra, and Relationships Psychically Fulfilled, where we talk about everything under the sun concerning relationships. You name it, we'll talk about it. The best is at the point. Anyhow, tonight we have Maha Dakini Lorae all the way out of San Francisco with us. Aloha, Lorae.
Hello, Andrew.
How are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm on the East Coast, so if anybody wants to come see me in New York City,
yeah,
through Wednesday.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Which is the 29th of June. Well, I had stepped into my transporter, so I was able to get here, and now I got to fly back because it's broken.
Your transport is broken?
Yeah.
Well, I thought all you had to do was wiggle your nose and you were there.
That's the wish. That's not Star Trek.
Tonight we're talking about the future of lovers and relationships in 2025. Maha Dakini Lorae and I were talking about this, and I said, you know what, I want to talk about something that's different, that's refreshing, that's new. And so I did. If you go to my website, spiritualimageproductions.com, spiritualimageproductions.com, on the right-hand side there's a place so you can sign up with for the newsletter, the 6 Divine email list, and keep abreast of everything that's going on with Andrew Aloha, myself, and I on Spiritual Image Productions. And then if you scroll down to on the left-hand side, you'll see a link, link that says Intimacy, Tantra, and Relationships Psychically Fulfilled. You can click on that page, and there, if you scroll down a little bit, there's 3 different articles that I came across. Actually, there's more, but I just listed these seem to be the most prevalent. But talking about the future of relationships. One of the articles is called "The Future of Relationships: 10 Ways We'll Be Dating, Having Sex, and Breaking Up." And then the other one is called "In 2025, Our Lovers Will Be Robots." And then the last article that I have listed is called "Interpersonal Relationships in 2025." So they were interesting to read, and although I can't agree with all of what they say, I don't deny that it is improbable. Some of the stuff is improbable. So we're going to come back and talk to you guys about this. In the meantime, I do want to give a big aloha to all of our underwriters that help make this show happen from week to week, month to month, year to year, beginning with Maha Dakini Lorae at www.mahadakini.com. Maha Dakini Lorae's life has been a personal journey exploring sexuality and spirituality for over 20 years. She's a certified Tantric Counselor and Tantric Healer and a certified mind teacher. Maha Dakini Lorae is also a graduate of Margot Mellon's year-long Skydance and Tantra Facilitator Training Program, as well as a current member of the American Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists Club, as well as a charter member of the Association of Sexual Energy Professionals. She regularly attends trainings and conferences to keep current with the latest information and research on sexual education. And although I did forget to put them on here, I'm going to go back and put them on there later on. But over the week, I went to a place called Little America here in Flagstaff, and I don't know how many locations they have. They have at least 2 or 3 or 4 of these locations all over the country. I don't know where, but and I believe one of them is in Utah. But anyhow, a few weeks ago, I ran into one of their chefs, and I was talking to him, and I told him that I was a radio show host, and he said, "Well, why don't you give us a plug and come in and grab some food to eat and see how you like it?" And I said, "Okay." So I did. I went there a couple days ago, and I grabbed some lunch there. Man, I was impressed. They had this incredibly yummy broccoli soup that was like out of this world. I just couldn't believe how good it was. I wanted to take some more home with me, but I don't know. I think I ate it all while I was there, but that's fun. And then they had this chicken salad sandwich. I've had several chicken salad sandwiches, and this was actually really, really good as well. And it was just really good. And then they had some kind of lime dessert that was pretty good, and then some other fondue or formita. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that was good as well. So anyhow, but just to let you know, I'm going to let you know they just recently remodeled their place, not the whole hotel, not just the restaurant, but it's a lot brighter. It looks a lot nicer. They do serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Sunday. I believe they open up at 6 o'clock is the earliest that would open up. 10 p.m. is the latest that they would close, whatever times that they need. So, and if you guys want to call and make reservations, you can call 928-779-7950, 928-779-7950. If you're in the Flagstaff area, I recommend it, highly recommend it. It wasn't a big menu, but the stuff they had in there was unique. And, I don't mind paying extra money when I find something that's unique that I've never tasted before that's really good. I don't mind. I go to some of these Mexican restaurants, Chinese restaurants, or whatever, and they serve the exact same food I've tasted for years and years and years, and yet they charge out the butt for it. And it's ridiculous for me to be paying that kind of money for stuff that's standard food. I can go make it home. Big deal. So anyhow, if you're in the area, make some reservations. Go grab you some lunch or dinner or breakfast there. I'm not sure what the breakfast and lunch and dinner looks like there, but I believe the breakfast, especially on Sunday, I believe they have a brunch. I don't know if they have a brunch still there, but I think they might. But the brunch is really good if they still do it there. We're going to move on. The next underwriter is the 90-Day Ascension Journey at www.90dayascensionjourney.com. When you sign up for the 90-Day Ascension Journey, you will be facilitated with defining and redefining your soul true life purpose. You will be assisted with finding out what ascension means to you. On this journey, you will be provided with tools, techniques, and assistance to empower you to connect and reconnect with yourself and your emotions, feelings, and your mind, body, and spirit. Through a universal soul-centered process, you will be going through a lifelong transformation that will allow you to move forward with your endeavors and never look back if you dare. And then, by the way, Again, I just got done finishing up a journey with a young woman out of Chicago, and all the people that I've done journeys with so far pretty much state that they feel calmer, more relaxed, better about their lives, better about themselves, and some of these people have actually seen some major transformations, that they've gone through. And in fact, one of them that's actually moving from Tucson to here to Blackstaff, making a huge transformation. So and it's nice to see that this stuff is working. That these tools are people are applying them and using them and working with them and putting them to good use and benefiting from them. So a few months ago, I also wrote the book version of this to supplement this journey. You can go to spiritualimage.productions.com. Again, on the right-hand side, there's a place to sign up for the email list, and in the middle, there's a picture of the book. You can click on that. That'll take you to the book page where you can read all kinds of information. And then you can either order it there, or you can order it on Amazon.com or Kindle and go from there. So anyhow, finally, we have the 2016 MUFON Symposium at www.mufonsymposium.com. The 2016 MUFON Symposium, UFOs from our oceans to outer space, is the 47th annual UFO Symposium sponsored by MUFON. This year's event features outstanding UFO researchers and investigators from all over the world, including Rich Hoffman, Cheryl Ancroft, and Bill Schroeder, sharing their insights on UFOs, where they're from and what they are and what this means to mankind. Join us, Andrew Aloha, myself, and I, and all other scientifically minded people for a great event in Orlando, Florida, from the 25th to the 28th of August of this year. And in fact, Sunday, I've been interviewing a couple of. Well, I've been doing an interview series of the 2016 MUFON Symposium series, and I've interviewed two of these people. And then on Sunday, I'm scheduled to interview with Bill Schroeder. I believe he's in Florida. Anyhow, he's got some interesting stories to talk about as well. We're back to intimacy, tantra, and relationships and psychically fulfilled. Now, the two articles that I read that I thought were really interesting about this whole scenario of what relationships are going to look like in 2015. The first one is called no, it's not called hang on a second. My computer's so slow sometimes. But anyhow, oh, here we go. The first one is called, in 2025, our lovers will be robots. And then the second article is called The Future of Relationships, 10 Ways we'll be dating, having sex, and breaking up. So both of them I found very interesting, but I didn't agree with them in terms of what the future is going to look like in the form of relationships. And so, let me see. Okay, here we go. Looking at the article called "In 2025, Our Lovers Will Be Robots." I mean, right now, if you look at where we're at, we're already using robotic type of tools or orifices or whatever you want to call them to tap into pleasure and sex and all kinds of stuff. Is it safe to say that right now, Lorae?
You're talking to a sex dinosaur here. I'm not tech savvy. I don't keep up with the latest stuff. When I have surveys that, ask me about, am I the person that would buy the newest gadget right away and, keep up on technology? I'm like, no. So,
well, you're the tantric specialist. What are you talking about? You're the expert on all this. What's over that?
No, you just gave me these other goals to read. And I find it interesting that this 2025 is only 9 years away.
Exactly.
And now I know a lot can happen in 9 years, or we could kind of go this opposite. The world's going to go to hell in a handbasket, and technology is going to be wiped out, and we got to start from scratch. So it could be either or. I really don't know. And in 9 years, wow, I wouldn't want to have sex with a robot in 9 years in my life because I'm more of a mature woman. So I'm looking for the real thing. I want flesh and blood.
Well, I agree with you 100%, Lorae, that 9 years from now, between now and 2025, there's going to be a lot that's going to happen that has yet to happen. And it's going to be beyond words, I think, even safe to say that, and beyond this world, but literally, physically, and figuratively, and literally speaking, beyond this world. So I agree with you there. And right now, what are some of the robots or robotic types of tools or instruments that people use to have sex with, even now?
I couldn't tell you that, but there's something called the fleshlight. It's not really a robotic, but it is a artificial vagina that men can use to get off on. And especially if you lube it up, it kind of has it's made of I think it's silicone. Yeah. And it does kind of look like a yoni. It has the vaginal lips and things, and then it has a deep. It's like called a fleshlight. It's a large, tubular thing that can be washed out. You put your lube in there, and then the guy can insert his penis and go to town.
Okay. And first, well, they also have the dolls, and those have been around for a long, long time. And that's not necessarily a robot, but it is kind of a robot-like material.
These things. I know the Japanese are coming up with these kind of lifelike looking dolls. That's kind of interesting on my part. And we'll have sex with these very lifelike looking dolls. Again, that's not it's like whatever floats your boat. The Japanese have really interesting sexual taste. We should probably do a program on that, and I should do a lot of research because there's a whole lot of stuff that the Japanese come up with that would be totally questionable here in America.
Yeah, and that's correct, because in reading this article, it literally says that the Japanese are in the helm with coming up with stuff concerning robots, robotic types of materials. And again, you can look this article up. You can go to and click on you can go to my website page and click on the Intimate Tantra Relations Section page, and the link is there. But they have a whole PDF where it says artificial intelligence, robotics, and the future of jobs. And that can be interesting in terms of what this is going to mean for the type of jobs that people will have in the future. One of the experts surveyed predicts that in 2025, many of us will have robot lovers, not those who are human and merely go through the motions because they have a ring on their finger and a joint bank account. Yeah, it was one that you married to. No kidding. But to me, in that statement that I just read in this article, it's an insult, because they're demeaning humanity, and they are saying that there's no hope for humanity, that humanity is stupid and ignorant and idiots, and they don't even know how to function in relationships. And I can say there are a lot of people that are idiots in relationships. They don't know how to do relationships. They don't know how to be right action, right conduct, right relationship with each other and with themselves, much less with each other. So To me, that's an insult because in 2025, number one, we're going to be completely in the age of Aquarius, officially, in 2025, and we're going to be officially completely in the golden age, where things are going to be a lot smoother, a lot easier to deal with, and a lot more loving and caring and kind during that whole period. And it's going to be for not just a year, it's going to be, we're talking about for several hundred years to come, we're going to be completely in a really peaceful state on this planet. The likelihood of war breaking out, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be very high at all. We're going to be back to to a similar stage, back in the Dorian age, back in the Victorian age, where we were in a huge state of productivity. The age of the state where we were also all of a sudden creating all kinds of industry and all kinds of products and services. It's going to be exactly like that, except on a whole different level, because the whole, if you look at the age of Pisces, the age of Pisces is all about devotion and monogamy and the number 6 and the color purple, and Jesus was here to inaugurate that. Now, the age of Aquarius has yet to be inaugurated. And right now, it is my understanding that Maitreya Buddha is here to inaugurate the age of Aquarius, and which has yet to happen, which is going to be a huge day that will happen between now and 2025 somewhat. I'm almost sure of it, 100%. So anyhow, it's going to be a whole lot different, and relationships are going to be a lot more evolved and a lot more advanced than they are now. People are going to be now, if you look at the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius has to do with polyamory, with group effort, with the color purple, with the number 7, with magic and ceremonial order. So relationships are going to be a lot more advanced than they are now. They're going to be a lot more ceremonious. I venture to say religious. I don't know. But they're going to be a lot more sacred, I believe, relationships. They're going to be a lot more sacred. And yet, also, people are going to be a lot more evolved than they are now. They're going to be a lot more advanced, a lot more enlightened than they are now. People are going to be able to speak via telepathy on a regular basis without even thinking about it. And it's going to be a commonality, I'm pretty sure of it. And it's going to be much more beyond that. But relationships are going to be much more evolved. And the need for robotic lovers, I don't know. For the more advanced relationships, I don't know that there will be a need for robotic relationships at all because of that. Now, on the other hand, go ahead.
Technology is really an integral part of our, and like I said, there's some kind of like mass destruction and, whatever technology breaks down, and we have to go back to living without that, that's one extreme. But as of now, how technology has evolved, it's pretty much into our lives. We're very much dependent on cell phones and computers and tablets, and there's screens and it doesn't matter. You go into McDonald's, or you go into some like dry cleaner, and there's a TV screen there. We're connected through technology. So the introduction of this artificial intelligence, it's a slippery slope where we have vacuum cleaners, and that's kind of common, that are running around your house and vacuuming your things. And then these little robots that are taking the place of like servers in hotels. You forgot your toothbrush, they'll send up a robot, knock on your door, and it'll do your toothbrush for you. But my question is, what's going to happen to people on the job? That's what you kind of touched on that.
The people on jobs, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what's going to happen to the people who lose their jobs? What are they going to do? And there's a social issue going on in our culture, in the world right now. people who have a lot of money, and then people who don't have any money at all, and the middle class is going away. So it's, technology is taking the job of the silver class, the people who are the salespeople and the servers. When I was flying home from Wisconsin, went to Minneapolis Airport. They don't have servers. All these tables have little pads on them. You order there, and then a human being brings out your dish. But you don't even have a talk to. You can't talk to anybody about what you want, or there's no interaction. So the question that I have is, and I'm in a very interpersonal business. I work hands-on with people. I want to meet people in the flesh in order to make that energetic connection. It doesn't have to be. I can do something over Skype, but there's something neurological that really wakes us up when we have somebody present with us, and I think that's what we're losing through technology, is the ability to be present with each other. And how can you be present with the robot when you don't get any feelings?
Exactly, and that's what I was questioning.
It's not a soul.
Absolutely.
Right. It's missing a soul. And are we going to become a soulless society? Because that's something that it's like a muscle, right? Mm-hmm. Why are people on a spiritual path if not to awaken that inner part of themselves, that consciousness that's connected to the whole, to the divine, to God?
And I hear you. There's been studies that have been done on babies, and the babies that survived the best were the ones that were cuddled and held and nurtured, at the get-go, for weeks and months afterward. And for us, even as adults, we still require that. We still need that as adults. And if you can't reciprocate, a robot cannot reciprocate love and feeling and emotion like other people, like people can, like humans can, or even animals. Even animals can emote better than robots can. You know what I'm saying? So and right here, there's an article, a little section in this other article called "The Future of Relationships: 10 Ways We'll Be Dating, Having Sex, and Breaking Up in 2005." There's a little section that talks about Siri as a sex surrogate, and this is exactly what we're talking about. The movie Her, I believe came out last year, depicts a man falling in love with an advanced operating system. It sounds sci-fi, but Young believes that the sentient, artificially intelligent entities could start to compete with our affections. And it does say that, there are also going to be more physical sex surrogates and take care of our needs. Men in Japan already have virtual girlfriends, and so Japan is really grabbing this by the horn and is already into it. Can a robot be so advanced that it can emote back to us? I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. And if that's the case, then there would have to be beings that would be man-made beings that would be having souls as well. Because the only way that a robot could emote, I'm almost sure that 100% that is by having a soul. And I don't think that they could be able to emote without having a soul. I don't think they could do that at all.
Well, I think they might be able to program a reaction because of, I could see it being able to be programmed, but like I said, it's still lacking. It's not a live, viable entity.
Now, one of the other things that this article talks about, again, It's called The Future of Relationships, 10 Ways We'll Be Dating, Having Sex, and Breaking Up in 2025. One of the things I think that is interesting is that there's a section called microbiome matchmaking. Projects like 23andMe and You Bio Me reveal our personal genetics and microbiome makeups. The logical upshot, a service that matches us with someone with complementary genes and gut. After all, who wants to be someone who isn't a biometrically, simpatico? So, it's suggesting that the DNA research and DNA searching and studies and information and gathering, people can be matched up on a DNA level, and I think that sounds like something that has some promise to it. Again, I don't know how accurate or how well they would do on that level, but I think it has definitely some potential. And then they also have another section. Go ahead.
Been going on for a while, not in the sense of matchmaking, but in the sense of fertility, where through sperm donors, through artificial in vitro fertilization, let's say a couple, maybe it's sperm, but the guy might be impotent, so they might get a sperm donor that is, blonde hair, blue eyed, and that's what they want as a child, and sometimes they can even go into selecting the sex of their baby.
Okay.
So we're already into that world. And also, I could see part of the genetics of, say, if there is a genetic for a disease.
Yep. So that you can reduce the amount of disease.
So if you and your partner have that gene, then you would pass it along to your baby. So each one is fine by themselves, but if they connect, and their genes, they make a child, the child may have this certain illness or something or disease. So
you're right.
Working there.
You're right. They already have. I'm pretty sure they already have the setup to be able to depict the type of child you want, so they can work with the DNA, so it'll be disease-free, and also it could be designed so that it could be a future president or a future supervisor or a company or whatever, or a model, Miss America or whatever. So I'm pretty sure they have that set up already, and I don't know how much that people are actually using that or working with that, but it's probably a slow process and probably really expensive to get to pay for something like that. But I think it's already in place.
IV treatments are probably they're in the thousands of dollars. I think it's like $40,000 or something, and it's not as cheap. It's not as cheap as ever. And if the woman, if it fails, then she has to have another one. Plus, there's hormones that you have to take. Yeah.
The other thing, they have this thing about a 6-second breakup. I guess you can go online or want to break up with your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, in 6 seconds, and it's a done deal, which is kind of stupid. But they also have a section called Arsenal Dildos. With better 3D printing, sex toys will become printable. We'll be able to create rough replicas of our partners or penises or whatever, or shape mementos of relationships that have ended. Custom and Arsenal sex toys will have taken on a whole new dimension, Young says, and this guy is mentioning all this stuff. But anyhow, so they're suggesting that you like your husband or your wife, you enjoy the sex, which is great with them, but you just can't stand the personality anymore, or you just can hardly deal with them anymore. So what do? So you just divorce them, see you later, bye, and then you go recreate their vagina and their body or their boobs or their penis, and then you have sex with them anyhow on your own without them being around. So now you have all the sex you want with them, the enjoyable sex, without them actually being there, and you just have their parts in there to enjoy that sex anyhow. So to mastermind or masturbate with, or whatever you want to call it. And then,
right.
and then
that's a little weird, but I guess 3D printing is this new wave of technology, and they're making artificial limbs, and they can build a small 3D house that was created. Like one of those micro tiny houses.
Yep.
So that's where technology comes in. But again, I'm old school. Having a 3D of penis, a 3D printed penis of my ex. I don't know.
That would be a little bit.
I'm not that
obsessed. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no kidding.
Now there's some people that have attachments, and they want the guy they want his wife's boobs, so you can play with them and nuzzle them and fuck them,
maybe she's got great looking boobs, and you want to have sex with her boobs still. So why not? Pin them, and then it's all yours. Why not? For the right price. So now, this is another thing that they talk about is long distance foreplay, where technology is allowing us to stimulate each other remotely. Will be a normal way of life. It's already available. It's already happening. Full-on sex bot stand-ins can't be much further away. Virtual reality innovations will be unparalleled sex experiences, and sex experiences, as Young said. So, and they're right.
I was going to say, my ex-Tantra partner, this is back like the early 2000s. We went to the Adult Entertainment Convention in Las Vegas, and where they offered the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, so they're kind of both at the same time. And way back when, we bought some kind of little device where it could hook up to the computer, and then I would wear something. We never did it, but we bought it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And where we could then control it, the thing that I was wearing to create sensations on my body, around my genitals and things. But we never hooked it up, and we never got the programming and.
Did it turn you on? Did it get you off?
I said we never hooked it up.
Oh, you didn't? No.
We never got it working. So this was way back in the early 2000s. So figure another 12 years or 14 years in the, now.
No.
I'm sure it's been refined, and so I don't know. I mean, again, I'm older, and so this is an interesting question. The kids, the generation that's growing up, the little boys and girls that are, let's say, 10 now, are going to be 19 in 9 years. They're already inundated with technology. They can run rings around my understanding of how to work a computer, how to Facebook, how to Instagram, how to, whatever, So it's going to be normal. One thing that when my niece, 2 years ago at Christmas time, which I find it really interesting, is that these kids are so programmed with the computer and television. We had the TV going on, and her favorite thing was that the snow thing with the Disney picture. It's the two princesses. I don't even watch that stuff.
Yeah, cartoon or something. Frost or something.
I don't know what it was called, but as soon as that came on, if she wanted to watch it, she was like zapped into it. And it didn't matter what we were saying to her, her eyes were glued. So there's this I wonder what's going on in the brain of these kids when they're given these computers and tablets as babysitters to watch these little, Disney pics and all the other kinds of little cartoons and stuff. But what's programmed into those cartoons, and what's really the message behind these things that these kids are watching? And she knows all the words for the songs and everything else. So, they will feel very comfortable
with the robotics programs
around. Yeah, they will feel very, yes. It's like, sure, I play dog and a robot doggy? Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay, so I want to go to the next step. I want to go beyond the kids of yesterday, of tomorrow. I want to go into I want to go back to the long distance foreplay. Have you ever played Wii? You know that game where you can play, it's like playing, you can have a partner right next to you, and you can play tennis against them, or golf against them, or all kinds of stuff, and it feels like you're really doing it, like it's like a virtual experience, and it's not like the most incredible virtual experience, but it's actually pretty good. But you've never played Wii or anything like that, right?
Nope, I don't play that. Nope.
Literally, you can stand right next to your friend or partner or whatever, and you're looking on the visual on the monitor, and you could be playing tennis against that person, your partner, your friend, and you're just standing there. All you do is stand there, and you don't even have a tennis racket. You have this gadget in your hand, and you swing with the gadget, and it makes it look like you're actually playing tennis with this person. So anyhow, I can see how that would be a way of doing long distance foreplay, and also long distance sex with a partner. You wear some kind of an outfit, and just like in Wii, and you see your partner in the monitor, and they're on the other side of the planet, wherever that may be, or even possibly on another planet. By 2025, that could be a reality, or on a space station, and you're sitting there, and you have this this outfit on, and then you start touching each other, and it feels like she's actually touching me, or I'm touching her, and breathing on her, and talking to her, and being intimate with her, and doing these sex games with her, and then literally there might be some kind of apparatus on the suit, whatever that may be, where you can I could actually insert my penis inside her, and she can feel my penis inside her. So literally, I don't think that's far-fetched. I think it's really real, and I think in that sense, especially in the future when you might be going to the space station for a whole year and a half, 2 years, and hey honey, can we have sex today? Even though you're on planet Earth, I don't think so. Let's just masturbate over Skype. Oh, okay, fine, whatever, or over the phone. So no, I don't think it's going to be that reasonable to do something like that. Or it could, but the likelihood, I don't think so. Yeah, but anyhow, in that sense, I think you're still going to be able to have sex with your partner and your lover and so forth in that way, in a real time way, and a real and realistic and virtual real way. So and then which brings me to the point that because people are going to be traveling for months, for years, to different planets, to different stations and different places all over the world, all over the galaxy, and eventually all over the universe, and because we're going to be, and I think we talked about this before, because we're going to be, because we're almost in the age of Aquarius, and again, the age of Aquarius has to do with group effort. I believe again that polyamory will be a normal way of life, especially for the lower level or lower ego people who won't be able to relate to enlightenment as much as other people would be, but that would be a good, safe way for them to experience enlightenment in a better, healthier way, and still be able to enjoy group effort. And so I believe polyamory will be more of a mainstream way of life. And because of that, I believe that sex surrogates and a lot of the stuff with virtual reality surrogates or whatever will be a mainstream of life as well, and people will be, their pleasures and their sexual needs will be much more healthier than not, and I believe that they'll be able to really be a lot calmer, a lot more peaceful, and therefore leading again into the golden age where things will be much more peaceful than they are now. So people will be much more compatible, much more cooperative, and much more in harmony with each other. So I think there's a lot that still isn't being said in that realm. And again, the more advanced couples, the more enlightened couples, won't need to be involved, and they could actually be involved in polyamory, but not necessarily. The more enlightened couples could still be involved in polyamory, but a lot of them will probably be monogamous, but they will have real relationships where they'll be, and possibly they'll be connected with genetics, and they'll be connected for the whole lifetime of the duration of being, of their lifetime in this lifetime, whatever that may be, whether it be on this planet, on the space station, or some other planet, or whatever. But I think it's going to be like that. So, anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Go ahead.
Boy, you said a lot, kind of lost me.
Right?
So,
and again, you said it earlier, there's so much more that we haven't come across yet, that we still have yet to experience, and that we haven't even thought about yet, and there's still a lot of stuff that's going to come out of the woodwork between now and 2025, and I don't think we've even got scratched the surface of it all yet. I think there's still a whole lot more to work with and deal with and understand. So I tell you what, let's go like this. Let's go ahead and play some music for the halftime part of the show. Let me see. We're going to play some music by David, by the leader of the band. His name is David Estes, I believe, and the name of the band is called Ananda Rasa Kirtan, from the album Mulani Dub Kirtan. We're going to play a song called J.J. Radha Ramana. We played that one already, I think. Time out. We'll play. Let's see if we can find another one. Radha Govinda. I don't think we played that one yet. So anyhow, we're going to play Radha Govinda. We're going to send out love lessons, healing angels, the light and love to all the lovers out there, to all the relationships out there, to all the partners and families out there, to all the President of the United States, all those running for office, and all the friends and family of the President of the United States, and all the friends and family of all those running for office this year. And then to all the kids and the animals and the plants on the planet, especially the ones who need concern, to all the people that are still dealing with the stuff in Orlando, Florida, for that shooting that took place a couple of weeks ago or whatever, and to all the people here in the phone lines, to chat with our family and friends, to all of our places of residence and vehicles that take care of us. Anyone you want to add to that, Larry?
for the people who are displaced, all those who are refugees, who have lost their home, who are looking for a new place, that may they be accepted or be able to find peace, and that peace comes to where they're from so that they can go back to the land where they grew up and where they feel safe and that they call home. Got it.
To everyone else in need and concern, especially on our planet, and we will be back. Again, the name of the song is called Radha Govinda by Ananda Rasa Kirtan from their album. And if you look on the YouTube, I'll be showing the album there. And I apologize because I don't know if the Ustream people are playing games or whatever, but I wasn't able to upload the last weekend shows onto YouTube because whatever's going on is going on. So we'll be back. Radha Govinda by the Ananda Rasa Kirtan from the album Mulani Dub Kirtan.
Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda 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 Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Jaya 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 Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Hari Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Radhe Jaya Jaya Radhe 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 Jaya Jaya Radhe 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 Jaya Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda Jai Radhe Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Radhe Govinda
And we're back. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona. The Spiritual Image Production on Blog Talk Radio and FreeConferencing.com. And now Ustream, establishing and maintaining right relationships through mean value. Welcome to tonight's show, Intimacy, Tantra, Relationships Psychically Fulfilled. Tonight we're talking about the future of lovers and relationships in 2025. And before I mention any more, once again, I do want to give a big shout, big aloha to Little America Hotel, their newest restaurant called the Silver Pine. It's off of Butler Avenue, 2515 East Butler Avenue. And if you guys want to call them to make reservations, you can do so at 928-779-7950. Excuse me, 928-779-7950. Again, I went there and ate last week. They had the most amazing broccoli soup I have ever eaten in my life. It was incredibly delicious. And also, I ate a chicken salad sandwich, which was incredibly delicious as well. They are open Monday through Friday, or Monday through Sunday, starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, depending on the day, and ending at 10 p.m. You can call them for exact hours and location and everything else if you need to. and their newest restaurant being the Silver Pine, which they renovated, and in fact they renovated the whole hotel, and it looks incredibly nice. Anyhow, we've been talking about the future of lovers and relationships in 2025, talking about different, and even now, different robotic systems that are implemented for people's pleasurable moments or sexual escapades. And we've been talking about what the future is going to look like with artificial intelligence. As what's the name of that? I can't remember. Hang on a second. See if I can find it. But SETI. I think last year there was a movie that came out about Siri as a sex surrogate. So we're talking about using robots as sex surrogate, and again they can be very useful in diffusing emotional abuse or sexual abuse. I believe is a good probability. And then we've been talking about the idea that the robotic systems are in the future. In the future, people can be matched up with genetics or DNA testing and so forth. And then we talked about the idea of long distance foreplay, where people can literally do foreplay with each other with a system similar to Wii. I don't know, again, if you've ever played the game called Wii, but it's using something similar. I believe that people can be really connected with each other in long distance relationships. And then the other thing we talked about is artisanal, or actually we haven't talked about this, and this is the next place I want to go to, is artisanal dildos. With better 3D printing, sex toys will become printable, and we'll be able to, again, actually we did talk about this, where you can recreate your partner's penis or vagina or breast or whatever, and you know, even though they're on the space station, you can still play with them and have the notion that you can still be connected with each other in a real way, real time with each other in that way. And now the other things that we haven't talked about are some of the other sex toys that are out there. And I believe you can.
Oh, Andrew, let me throw something in about this is old school. So
okay, go ahead.
It's an art, and a woman makes, I think it's like a paper mache cast over pregnant women's bellies, so that these women can have a memento of their pregnancy.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
So that's,
and right now
that's the old school way.
We're talking with Maha Dakini Lorae out of San Francisco, who's our in-house Tantrica. But I haven't heard of that one either, so that's interesting. And I'm not
sure. Let me pull it up. So, yeah.
But while you're doing that, I want to talk to these people about some of the robots that are out there right now. I think, I don't know, you could probably look up robots and then sex or something like that and find some different sites where they show different sex machines that are literally, they have these machines that have dildos on them. They have, and I don't know about the men's version, the size version, but they may have vaginas on. And these dildos are connected to some machines that they just keep going in and out of the vagina, of the woman's vagina, and pretty soon, and this is going on for hours. I don't know how many hours, but these women are being having sex with these robots, and they're just orgasming like no tomorrow. And by the time they're done, they're like, wow. I'm not sure if they're exhausted or not, but they are definitely very satisfied. It seems like to me. And I don't know. Am I threatened by a robot sex machine giving my lover a better orgasm than I can? Why would I be? Because no matter how you do it, how you put it, that robot, that machine could never ever give her more love than I could. And in that sense, I'm definitely a better lover than that a robot will ever be. So it can kiss my ass. That's what I say. That's one. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, so it's called belly cast. And if you would Google that, tells you how you can make this cast. It's been going on for a while. I'm looking all the way back to, there's a YouTube video from 2009, there's articles from 2011, even Amazon bodies deluxe pregnancy cast kits, so now somebody's making these kits that you can use to remember what you look like during pregnancy, and then people are even getting into coloring it, putting designs on and different images and things.
Got it. So we have a call.
Very sentimental.
We have a caller online. Well, I'm going to bring this person in. Area code 813. Aloha, area code 813. You're on the air.
Hello, my name is Nicole.
Yeah, hello, Nicole. Where are you located at, and how did you hear about us?
I'm located in Indiana, and I'm located, I heard you guys through Blog Talk.
Okay. And now, did you have a question for us?
Yeah, I don't know, can I ask a psychic question, or should I still comment about what you guys are talking about? How do I do this?
Okay, well, however you want to put it. If you want to just make a comment on what we're talking about, that's okay too.
Okay, yeah, I heard about the robots. I did hear about the robots, so, yeah, I heard about when they had a show about it on TV, I guess, like, I don't know, I think about 5 years ago, maybe I heard about it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We had on, like, Discovery Channel. Yeah.
Well, Nicole, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What do you do in Indiana?
What do I do right now?
Yeah.
I just actually just moved here.
Okay.
Currently trying to find. Yeah, I go to school actually.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if you're a student there. And what are you studying, Nicole?
Medical billing and coding.
Okay. So what do you think about the robotic industry as being a sex industry for us in the future? What does that look like for you? Well, what do you think about that?
Kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I think I like, human contact versus, a robot. I just think it's kind of weird though.
Again, I gotta say this, Nicole. Earlier, I was talking about this, and I've seen some of these robots in action, and again, they have a dildo attached to this machine, and it just goes in and out of this woman, and by the time they're done, and we're talking about 2 or 3 or 4 hours later, I don't know how long, she's completely drenched in sweat, completely drenched in orgasms, and I'm not talking about orgasm, I'm talking about orgasms, and she seems completely satisfied. And I don't know if that can be a substitute or will be a substitute for human touch, which I don't think it is, but she was clearly pretty well satisfied afterwards. What do you think about that?
I guess we should have learned, but I would rather have the in a relationship because I'm personally married. I'm married and I kind of love my husband because right now, that's why I was trying to get to the psychic thing because right now I'm going through some stuff with my own husband who right now we're separated. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been separated for, Nicole?
February.
In February, so that's been about, February, March, April, May, June, about 4 months. And what in your opinion, do you think was the cause or reason for separation?
Fighting, disagreements, he wanted to do his own thing, not coming home late, drugs and alcohol, just, yeah, I don't really know per se, there's a number of things.
So Nicole, what I can tell you right now, that the biggest problem in most or all relationships usually have to do with finances and then drug and alcohol. And you can fix a lot of the other stuff. Everything else pretty much can be fixed, but the drug and alcohol, that he needs to do himself. And I'm not saying that he needs to do it on his own. You can support him. There are ways to support him. But if he's not willing to fix that, Nicole, that's a huge red flag. And definitely you should stay separated, in my opinion, until he does fix it or start to begin to fix it. And again, you can go to support groups with him that will help him with that. You can support him on spiritual levels. Pray for him or whatever, or send him love or however you want to do it. But the drug and alcohol thing is something that's huge. It's like the huge red flag, and that definitely needs to be addressed like yesterday. And so, and even with if he's having problems, if he's having extramarital affairs, even that can be fixed. Jealousy is something that people need to overcome on so many levels. And if worse comes to worse, you can go to a polyamorous relationship style where you can go out with other guys and you can go out with other women, but you have to always be and check with each other about what's going on with the other relationship, and really be willing to trust each other on that level. And that's a huge commitment as well. So does that make sense to you, Nicole?
Yeah, well, there's another girl involved also, which kind of ruined our relationship also.
Nicole, I'm going to tell you this. Nobody ever ruins your relationship. You can allow them to do that if you want, but inevitably the bottom line is you always have the final say-so in the relationship that you're involved with, whatever that may be, whoever that may be with. Does that make sense to you? So, this woman...
I tried to, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I tried to beg him to stay with me and everything, and he's like, no, I'm done with you. I want to be with her.
Okay.
So, that was months ago, and right now he's incarcerated because of the drugs and alcohol, and for something that, I guess she influenced him to do.
So see how karma works, Nicole? See how karma works? He's in jail now for being being foolish and not being honest with you. If people are dishonest and they lie, that's gonna sooner or later it's gonna come back on you. One way or another, sooner or later it's gonna come back on you, and you're gonna get slapped with it. So honesty is the best policy. Being transparent, being vulnerable, being open, being straightforward with your lover is always the best policy, because then there's no room for misunderstandings and confusion. So as long as people are straightforward, and he's probably been lying to you and being dishonest with you for quite a long time, and so now it's coming back to him. Is what I hear you saying.
Well, I don't know how he feels, because I moved out of state. He lives in Florida, I live in Indiana. I moved away.
Okay, so you moved back with your parents?
I moved with my mom, yeah.
Okay, so you moved back with your parents. So go ahead, Lori. What do you got for Nicole in this type of situation?
Well, I'd like to know, Nicole, how old are you?
I'm 41, going to be 32 next month.
Oh, so you're when did you get married?
July 23rd, 2014. I got married on my birthday, my 30th birthday.
So you've only been married 2 years?
Almost years, yeah.
And how long did you know your husband before you decided to tie the knot and make a commitment to each other?
I'll say a year.
So when I look at my relationships and why I bring men into my life to learn, what do you think was the lesson for you? Why this man showed up in your life? What did he teach you, or what's the takeaway?
Being self-sufficient and self-reliant, and not really depend on anybody but myself.
And well, it could be. So is that what you feel, or is it a possibility, or you're not sure? There's no right or wrong. But I'm just wanting to know, are you looking at this? And I know you're seeking help. You called in tonight to maybe get some guidance and some direction. But I think we can only do thoughts and give our opinions, but you're going to have to weed out, and I'm sure you've probably talked to a few people besides us already. So you have to take all of this information, sort it out, and like I said, really look at the lesson behind this, and then how are you going to move forward from this point on? Are you thinking of divorcing him? You said you're separated at this point?
Yeah, right now, like I said, I have a lot of projects going on. I'm hoping to hear from a job next week, and I'm currently enrolled in school. I just moved to Indiana this month. Yeah, so, and then I've got this situation going on.
So in the sense of when they talk about health problems, things that can create ill health with people, you probably got, all of them. You got that relationship, you just moved, you're in school, you got money stuff going on. Yeah. So I think what I would maybe, advise for you is to be kind to yourself. Do some things for you. Find some little time. You're jam-packed, but if there's little moments throughout the day, or an hour during the week or something, that you can just spend time for you, for Nicole, something that's going to make you feel good, whether it's just sitting out in nature or money's tight, but there's Ross and there's Marshalls, and you can find some nice stuff. So if you want to look pretty, and that'll make you sometimes things externally reinforce things on the inside for us to make us feel better, and sometimes it's the internal stuff, like buying yourself some flowers, or just sitting in a park where there's all flowers and just listening to the birds and being out in nature and connecting back to the earth and letting like Mother Nature absorb a lot of your worries and stresses. That doesn't cost anything. But I think it would be important for you just to find a little bit of time for you, so that you can then continue school, prepare for this job, reacquaint yourself back in your mother's house. Maybe reconnect with new friends or old friends from the area, and try to. And that's the other thing. Maybe try to get some kind of support system. So this is the first step, but there might be other places for you to look to be able to talk to people and to get information about how to proceed. Do you want to wait on the divorce until you're more settled and established? Do you want to have contact with your husband, or do you just completely want to cut things off and just just keep it separate because you need to have your life? So those are just some things that I'd be trying out.
Honestly, I've really thought about, I really want to have contact with him. I really do miss him in my heart, I really do. Because a part of me still wants to be with him. But I don't know how he feels. And I think that's why I'm trying to call and see, get some insight into how he feels.
So Nicole,
I know with the prison. Hang on, Andrew. With prisons, there's a whole industry built on and making money off of you. I think it might be better. Are you a writer? Can you write? You know, can you express your thoughts in
letters? Yeah, I can, but I'm kind of scared because we haven't spoken in a while. I'm kind of scared to reach out to him because I don't know what his energy is towards me. I don't know if it's, I hate you because I've tried talking before, and it was.
But it doesn't matter.
You know,
if you have some things that you need to, right now he's captive. He's not going to go anywhere. But even just the process of writing your thoughts on the paper and whether you choose to send a letter or not is going to be very cathartic for you. And the ego part, the mind, you know, the part of your mind that says, well, I don't know how he feels, if he's going to reject me or not. It's okay. You're not responsible for that. You're only responsible for taking care of yourself and doing what will help move you forward. So I think rather than talking to him where you can get into this back and forth and it's a limited amount of time, I think the better expression might be a letter or some letters, and if he writes back, you'll have an answer. If he doesn't write back, you also have your answer.
So now, I'm going to say this. Nicole, how old are you now?
31.
I'm 32 on July 23rd. I'm going to be 32 on July 23rd.
Okay, you're 31?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I agree with Lorae 100%. What you might want to do is keep a diary, and you don't have to show it to anybody, and just go grab a notebook or whatever and start a diary. Do you have a diary, or have you thought about that yet?
I haven't thought about that. As like I said, my mind's been going a million miles an hour. I got some.
100%. I would just make a note. You know, stuff that you want to express to this person. You can, instead of talking to him, just write them down in the diary. And the real problem is if a relationship is not, and he's already expressed it, that you just said it yourself. He wants to be with this other person. So let him be. Let him go. Okay, and when a person is really dramatic, they cause a lot of drama in life. Guess what? Let them move on, and you don't need that, Nicole. You need to focus on you, just as that, exactly like Lorae has said. And you're actually in the right direction. You're 100% in the right direction. Going to school, getting yourself. Well, now, what kind of job is it that you're planning on starting pretty soon?
I am working at a gas station right across the street from my house.
Okay, so you're focusing on you, just taking time and taking care of you is the best thing that you can do for you. Okay, and also, and believe it or not, the best thing you can do for this person that you've been involved with. And now I've been tapping into it, and I don't feel I'm not really picking up that you guys have any major history with each other, and I'm not sure that this is even a karmic tie. I think it's just a thing that you have been having to learn for whatever amount of lifetimes, and you're doing it now, and now you're moving forward with whatever. Now the other thing too is that I don't even think that you guys are necessarily soulmates or twin flames. It's just one of those relationships. So I would just and it's not, I'm not saying that you have to let it go 100%. But I would let him reach out to you. He's the one causing all the drama. And if let him reach out to you. If he doesn't, guess what, Nicole, you're already moving on with your life, period. That's what you want. That's what you need. Is Nicole take care of Nicole. And now the other thing too is that's coming across is that I do two types of astrology charts. I do one that's the personality chart, the day that you were born, came out of the womb, and that people outgrow that between the ages of 18 through 25. They stabilize for a few years, and then they start living out the true life pattern, their true life purpose stuff, their soul life purpose stuff. That's where you're at right now, Nicole. You are tapping into your soul life purpose stuff. So now, what you want to do and need to do is literally start tapping into that and going with it. Your soul is lining you up so you can start doing what you're going to be doing for the next several years, 10, 15, 20 years. So literally, whatever, it's trying to help you prepare and train you for that. And maybe this person was helpful, instrumental in that process. But either way, it may have just been a temporary thing, or I don't know. But either way, you can let him figure it out. And in the meantime, you just move on and start tapping into your soul life purpose stuff and start really working with that, because that's going to define what kind of lifestyle you're going to be living for the next 10, 15 years. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
And that's been actually happening for about at least 3 years now. That your soul has been trying to line you up for that. And I don't know, maybe you haven't been listening, or maybe you've just been confused, or maybe you're distracted or whatever. But for 2 or 3 years now, your soul has been trying to line you up with that. And finally, it's finally getting your attention through someone like me, and even on your own, with whatever parameters. And so now it's time for the real Nicole to stand up. Okay? It's time for the real Nicole to start doing your true life purpose stuff. And whatever it takes for that to happen, Nicole, guess what? Do it. Don't argue with your soul. Don't fight your soul. That's what the crucifixion is all about. Is about the fight of the ego with the soul. And once the ego finally harmonizes and surrenders and gives into the soul, then your life is going to take on so much more meaning, so much more definition, so much more than it is now, and you're going to be much more happier. I can guarantee you that, Nicole. Much more happier, much more with it, and your life is just going to be a lot better all the way around. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay? So you're in the right direction.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Just keep going. I don't know. Do you do hatha yoga or anything like that?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know what hatha yoga is?
No, I don't.
Okay, Nicole, you're going to want to maybe even tap into something like that. You can find videos on YouTube, in the library, all kinds of places on the internet where you can learn how to do hatha yoga, and you don't have, you can rent them out, or you can probably find something for free. But I would start with hatha yoga. Start doing some hatha yoga that will allow you to get your body into and heal your body, and get yourself into some kind of a healing direction that will help you with your focus, with your body, with yourself, with healing yourself. And hatha yoga is a good place to start. And later on, you can work with prayer, with meditation, with all kinds of other stuff. But that's just a really good place to start is the hatha yoga. 10, 15 minutes a day, every day, and make it like your practice. Like literally, you take a shower every day. It's like that. You do it right before you shower, right after you shower, or whatever, and you do it every day. And I can guarantee you, Nicole, money back, of course you're not paying any money, but that your life is going to be shifting. It will shift considerably in an amazing way. You don't have any kids, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, Nicole, again, work on you, and that's who you need to take care of. And this guy, if he reaches out to you, then you can figure out what you're going to do from there, and figure out, how you're going to handle that. And in the meantime, if he does reach out to you and it causes you a lot of drama, or any drama, hey, Joe Schmo, I love you, I care about you, but we can't do this. It's just too much stress for me. Come back to me, talk to me when you're, when you're a lot more calmer, or whatever, or in a few months, or whatever. I've been enjoying this time out with you, from you. And right now you're causing me too much stress. We need to take a step back for several months or whatever.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Because I have too much more
60 seconds.
Yeah.
And I don't need him bringing me down or checking me out or yelling me.
There you go. That's it. Okay, Nicole, time's up. Lorae, you got any last minute thing real quick?
No, I think she's a smart girl. She knows, and I think they'll do the right thing.
Well, good luck with all that, Nicole. Come back and let us know how you're doing. And God bless. And just, you're in the right direction. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep at it. All of you, thank you for stopping by. Have a God-guided weekend. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
by 10 seconds. This recording has stopped.
Okay. So I got one more recording to. What happened? Are you still there, Lori?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm going to stop this other recording real quick. But I want to make sure that this is. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing and why they're screwing with my videos, but that's not cool. Okay, good. What the heck? Okay. So that is a wrap. A reppy wrap. So how'd you like that segment?
That was interesting.
Yeah, I think we could have went into some more, but I didn't mind working with that girl either. I think she definitely needed some support. So that was fun.
She was listening, and then I guess maybe she came in at the end because the psychic.
Yeah. No, she did. She came in. She did come in the end because she hadn't seen her before, and then. But I think that was a good way to finish up the show. So I didn't mind that. So you're there till Wednesday, and then you come back Wednesday?
No, I leave, early Thursday morning at like 4:15, so,
okay.
I gotta get up around 3 in the morning.
What?
And then I'm going to Wisconsin.
Oh, you're going back to Wisconsin again?
For the 4th of July. Yeah, I'm gonna surprise my other sister because Deborah's got off and she was gonna go up north, so I said, well, I'm coming back on that day, on the 30th, I'll just stop back.
Yeah.
On my way going home, so I'll take a couple of days off, which I normally don't do, but.
Okay. Well, and then you come back from after that?
Yeah, I'll be in San Francisco on the 6th.
Okay. The 6th of July. Yeah, because I think last year I went and Ubered in Phoenix, and this year I think I'm going to stay here and Uber here. I think I'll make better money, and then and see what happens from there. So I don't know what to do. Well, anyhow, I guess anything else that we haven't talked about? Did you ever hear from that guy? Huh?
Which guy? There's so many.
Oh, my.
I have to go to bed early. It's tentatively afternoon scheduled at 8:30, so I'll have to get my ass up around 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, tomorrow? No, that guy you said you were having problems with about a couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago or something like that.
I don't remember.
Well, anyhow, I guess everything's okay. You haven't had any problems with it since, so everything must be okay. All right. I don't know what else. And everything's going good with your sister, Leon?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I have no idea. I'm sure she's just supposed to vote jobs and, don't know.
Yeah. Well, too bad I can't talk to her about
I don't hear anything.
Huh?
If I don't hear anything from her, that means,
that's a good thing.
Everything is calm.
Well, too bad
it's really awful.
Too bad I can't talk to her about that vacation club thing. Because I think you guys could go on vacation or something like that. Do a vacation together.
Yeah.
We
haven't any time.
Well, if you're making money from it, then you will have plenty of time. That is everything. Has it been hot over there?
Yeah, it's been up in the 80s and humid.
Oh, really? Oh, but it hasn't been humid here, but yeah, it's been 80s here as well. Mid to late 80s. So, apparently it's been really hot in Phoenix. People have actually been dying. Like 6 people died already in the last few days because it was so hot.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, from all kinds of stuff. So, it's been like 120 over there. And so I'm glad I'm driving at night. Even at night, like 10 o'clock at night, it's like over 100 degrees to 101 degrees. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, I was receiving like over in, I don't know if it's like Saudi Arabia or something like that, it's like 160.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, Google it. Let me just,
No, that's okay. I believe you. I believe you. Well, some Arabian person I just talked to. Can't remember who it was, but, you know. We was talking to him, but, you know. Alright, so I will talk to you later, I guess.
oh, yeah, feels like temperature reaches 164 degrees in Iran, 159 in Iraq.
Wow. That's hot.
Right
Holy
now it's
shit.
79, but,
Oh, really? Wow. That's a huge difference. From 160, 64.
mm-hmm.
But see, even in Phoenix, even at night, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it's still 89, 90, 94 degrees over there. And that's like in the middle of the night, the morning. Alright, so, is everything, now how's New York going? Is everything going okay for you over there?
Well, like I said, I just sat around all morning, and when I came back from walking around and was just sitting around more, then around 4 o'clock is when everything happened.
In the afternoon.
Yeah. It's like bam, 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 and I turned away like 3 or 4 people because, you know, I had people and this one asked like who never bothered to show up, and then they called somebody else.
Well, what